Hey everyone, welcome to Intuitive Gems. My name is Desiree and I want to welcome you to this pick a card reading. We're going to be talking about what you need to know as it relates to your money for 2022. You can see I've got three piles here. The first one is a peach moonstone pile. The second one is the pyrite pile. And then the third one is the rose quartz pile. So what you need to do is just kind of sit quietly and pick which pile you feel resonating with you or that you feel connected to. And then I will have timestamps down below so you can skip to where your reading actually begins. So go ahead and pick your pile and then skip ahead to your reading. All right, everyone, let's go ahead and start the reading for those of you who picked pile number one. As you can see, I've got 6 cards here, and this was the peach moonstone pile, and I apologize if the lighting's kind of messed up, but you can kind of get an idea of what the stone looked like. So let's go ahead and start with your first card, which is tourmaline, talking about smudging and your root chakra. So as you move through 2022, you really want to focus on staying as grounded as much as possible, meaning as that relates to your money, it's all about financial stability. Do what you can to make sure your finances are stable, to make sure you have a good foundation, that you have your savings intact, and that you can just kind of move through the year feeling confident that your basic needs are taken care of. All right, next we have the tarot card, the Seven of Wands. This is a card about communication. So pay attention to the conversations that you have surrounding money, especially as we move into 2022. Now, sometimes you may have conversations with people who don't necessarily agree with you or who don't have the same ideas as it relates to finances. That's okay. What you need to do is stand firm, stand your ground, and really, be confident in the decisions that you make for you as it relates to money. All right, the next card we got is the Five of Wands. Again, this is a communication problem. Well, I shouldn't say a problem, but there's probably going to be maybe some issues where the people around you don't necessarily see eye to eye, or maybe they don't have the same goals. The Five of Wands is another communication card. Now, the other thing about the Five of Wands is sometimes it represents, people who want to work together, but they have different ideas or they're moving in different directions. And I think that's probably what could be going on here. For those of you who are in some type of partnership, marriage, relationship, really communicate with your partner or your spouse what exactly it is that you want to accomplish, because you're going to have to find a way to work harmoniously together. That's going to be the trick here. That's going to be what's going to really kind of set the standard for how you move forward as it relates to your money in this new year. So you may not be on the same page with your partner. That's okay. You guys can still have a great relationship, and you can both work towards your goals. You're just going to have to find a way to kind of make them bridge and, kind of make them not necessarily opposites. Okay, we've got the Nine of Wands, and as you can see, this one is in the reverse, and I hope the camera is focusing on that. This talks about improvements being underway, also feeling smug or pleased. The other thing about the Nine of Cups is that this is also the wish card. Now, because it's in the reverse, this means that your wish is not necessarily going to happen or unfold in the way that you expect it to. Doesn't mean it's not happening, but there could be a time delay, or there could be some other circumstances that don't exactly play out in the way that you thought that they would. However, the other thing about the Nine of Cups is that it does does mean, though, is that you are going to be making progress. You are going to start to see some, solutions. You're going to start feeling more confident. You're going to start feeling like you're really accomplishing what it is that you set yourself out to do. The other thing I like about the Nine of Cups is that it means that you are on the right track. It may not necessarily progress in the way that you thought, but it doesn't mean that things are not happening in the way that you expect them to. It's just going to take a little bit more time, and you're going to have to be a little bit more patient. Oh, we got the Messenger of Air as your next card. Now, the Messenger of Air, this means that there are some messages that are coming to you. And the interesting thing about this card is that it really is a card about digital messages. Things that are not necessarily tangible, but communication, information, announcements, things that kind of travel via air, or in this case, digitally. So be on the lookout as we move into 2022 for some good news coming, but it's going to be digital. It's going to be delivered to you digitally. So, emails, text messages. It could also be maybe some conversations that you have online, maybe like a video chat or FaceTime, those types of things. But because this is in the upright position, that is definitely good news. So you're going to be getting some good financial messages probably at the beginning of 2022. Finally, we have got this card here, which is the Leap, and it says, you go first, the universe will catch you. In other words, you're going to have to initiate things as it relates to money as we move into 2022. You have to take the first step. You also have to be willing to kind of step out on blind faith. You may not have things exactly as you want them to be as it relates to your money, but it doesn't mean that things are not going to work out. Sometimes we have to take the initiative. We have to be proactive, and we really have to step out boldly and in a very profound way in order to kind of create momentum for ourselves. Remember, money likes momentum. Money also likes to have a mission, which means that you really have to kind of create your own path and create your own velocity as it relates to money. So for those of you who picked this pile, it looks like communication is going to be key as we move into 2022. Also pay attention to your foundation and your stability as it relates to money. And you're also going to be getting some messages or some information as it relates to finances, and you have to be proactive. You really have to take those first steps, whether it's starting a business, maybe putting yourself into a new career, or maybe just learning some new skills that you can eventually monetize. All right. Thank you. Okay, so now we are looking at the cards for pile number 2, which is this gorgeous piece of pyrite crystal. I hope you can see the beauty on this. It doesn't look like the camera is focusing, but it is a gorgeous piece of pyrite that I actually found in a random store. I think I found this at TJ Maxx, and it was absolutely gorgeous, and I had to have it. Anyways, but it's a beautiful stone, and it also is a great stone to work with if you are interested in increasing your finances or improving your money situation. So let's go ahead and look at your cards. All right, so the first one we got here is lapis lazuli. Oh, this is a great card. This says problems resolved, third eye and throat chakra. And I apologize, I don't understand why the camera is not focusing here. But as we move into 2022, you will find that for those of you who picked this pile, problems will start to resolve themselves. You will start to get answers. You will start to get clarity. You will start to get wisdom and kind of know what you need to do next as it relates to your money. Now, the other thing about the lapis lazuli crystal oracle card is that it talks about third eye and throat chakras. So you really need to pay attention that you are speaking your truth as it relates to your money, and also that you're trusting your intuition. And sometimes you may see things that are very clear to you that may not be clear to other people. This is actually a good quality and a good characteristic to have, because it means that you have a vision. You have a vision for your money. You have a vision for the future of your money. And you also have a vision for yourself as it relates to your financial well-being. So I think this is a really good card for you as we move into 2022. I think you're going to feel, like I said, very, very confident and very, very sure of yourself as far as what your next moves are going to be as it relates to finances. All right, the next card we got for you is the Fool card. This is a card starting a new journey. So you're going to be moving in a new direction as it relates to money. You're also going to possibly be starting some type of a new career or a new venture. I think 2022 will kind of awaken the desire to do something new, something different. And because you are taking this first step, it's going to really kind of motivate you to move in a way that you just didn't feel ready for. And I think this new year is going to trigger something in you to really want to take some big, bold action. Like I said, there is going to be potential to make money for this. You may not have all the answers. You may not know exactly what you're doing or what you need to do, but you do feel like this is the right thing at this time. We've got a gorgeous card here. This is the World card, and I hope you can see. The World card means that things are coming to, it's the ending of a cycle, but it also means that the world literally is opening itself up to you, which means you have unlimited potential, unlimited possibilities and opportunities that will show up for you as we move into 2022. The other thing about the World card is that it just means that things really are starting to fall into place. It means that you see the bigger picture and you really see yourself as someone who can position him or herself in a way that not only attracts more money, but it attracts more. The word power is coming, but I don't want people to get a negative connotation with the word power. But it just means that the world really is supporting you in what it is that you want to do, especially your financial goals. So feel, like I said, confident and empowered by that, because you have the universe on your side is what I'm getting from this card. All right, up next we have Judgment. And it's interesting because this card came in the reverse, and this card is all about rebirth. But on the card it says decisions pending finality. The only decision that can be made under the circumstances. So it looks like you may have some decisions that you're going to have to choose as far as what you do financially. Now, the other thing is, because I'm talking about rebirth, and because this is in the reverse, you may want to restructure your investments. You may want to kind of reevaluate your retirement, your investments, and maybe even your savings plan. That's what I'm getting from this card. I'm not saying that what you're doing is not working, but I think some improvements can be made as it relates to your long-term finances, your long-term investing. That's what I'm getting from this. So maybe you want to reevaluate your 401k. If you're investing in anything else, crypto, real estate, stocks, whatever it may be, maybe you want to shift some money around, because there could be some potential to have greater returns and greater gains if you do so. Next we have the Six of Fire. Now the Six of Fire is the card of, if I'm thinking correctly, I think the fire is similar to the Wands card. Now, the other thing I'm getting from this card is I'm getting that there is movement coming here, right? Because, fire talks about heat, but it also talks about kind of things changing form. And that's what I'm getting here, where things are going to move and they're going to probably even shapeshift for you to some degree. Now, as this relates to your finances, it means that, again, we talked about reevaluating what you already have. But there's the potential to kind of turn something into a new income stream or some new cash flow is what I'm getting. Something is hot, something is trendy, and you have the opportunity to capitalize on that is what I'm really picking up from this card. Now 2022 will reveal some new trends, some new ideas, some new opportunities, and I think you're going to have the opportunity to cash in on these trends. So pay attention to what's popular right now, and it could be anything that you are familiar with. You don't have to limit yourself to any particular industry. Whatever you know, whatever you're familiar with, pay attention to those trends, whether it be fashion, gaming, investments, real estate, even things like jewelry or, music, whatever is going to be popular and trendy, there's an opportunity in there for you to really, like I said, capitalize on that and make money. That's going to be very powerful and very financially rewarding for you in 2022. All right, finally, your last card here is the Great Gathering. It's all coming together. Intuitive hits your soul tribe. So again, things are really going to come together for you full circle. We kind of talked about that with this World card. So, connect with the people that you believe can kind of take you to that next level is what I'm getting from this card, because being around people who are successful or being around people who have the things that you want is going to really spark your own intuition and your own creativity. And you are going to kind of relate to people on a new level. When we're trying to grow financially, sometimes we have to leave the comfortable, the familiar friendships that we know, because some people just are not ready to go where we desire to go. And I feel like that will be a revelation for you in 2022. So you may have to kind of create a new tribe, make some new connections, and establish some new relationships, because you're starting to outgrow the people around you, because you have a bigger vision for yourself. You have, a desire to create more and to have more and to be more. So that's what I'm picking up. 2022 will mean some new relationships and some new partnerships for you. All right, I hope you enjoyed this reading, and I hope it was helpful. Okay, for those of you who picked the rose quartz pile, this is a gorgeous piece of rose quartz. This is a rose quartz palm stone. And as you can see, there's a lot of clarity on this particular piece. So I'm picking up that there's going to be a lot of clarity for you as it relates to your finances as we move into 2022. Let's go ahead and start with your first card. We got rose quartz. Oh my gosh, how crazy is that? Love and heart chakra. Again, you have the rose quartz stone, and you also got the rose quartz oracle card, which is crazy, but I think that's good, in a good way. So it looks like you're going to be leading with your heart as it relates to your money in 2022. You're going to be working on some passion projects, or you're just going to be doing something that you absolutely love, and it will be financially rewarding because you're going to be in alignment with your divine purpose and how you serve. So pay attention to what sets your heart on fire as we move into this new year, because that is going to be the key of your financial abundance, your financial overflow. Okay, it's all about love, and it's about really doing what you can in the energy of love to serve people that you care about. Excuse me. Okay, so your next card is the Moon card, and this is in the reverse, which is actually very good. The Moon talks about revelations. It talks about things being hidden, but when it's in the reverse, this means that things are being revealed. Things are being exposed. Information that you were not privy to will be revealed to you in the new year. Now, this is going to be something that could catapult you into a whole new level, a whole new income bracket. It can be a new opportunity, a new job. But there's something that you did not know that you will learn in the new year that will literally open the floodgates for your money flow. That's very exciting. All right, so the next card we got is the Three of Cups. Now, the Three of Cups is a card that talks about celebration, and it talks about being around people who really want to kind of be in the same alignment with you, even though they may not be there yet, but it talks about people being around you for a similar cause or for a similar goal. The other thing about the Three of Cups is that it talks about sometimes having too much of a good thing. Now, as it relates to money, as it relates to what you could potentially see in 2022, is that you have to be careful that you don't kind of overdo it for something, because that could get in the way of your prosperity. It could get in the way of your money flow, right? So we all like to party, but of course we can't party all the time because we have responsibilities, obligations, and so forth. So I'm getting from this card that it's all about paying attention to what you're doing, and also really learning what your boundaries are, so you can kind of set yourself up in the right place again, so you can position yourself to make more money. You don't want to overdo anything, but of course you don't want to underdo anything either. It really is about finding the balance and really kind of situating yourself in a way that does not cause you to overextend or to under deliver. I'm feeling like this is something important for those of you who are in a service type of job. Really pay attention and don't overextend yourself, right? Because you don't want to promise something and then not be able to follow through on that promise. All right, the next card we got here is the Empress, and this is a very pretty card. The Empress talks about delays will prove necessary. Interesting. So as we move into 2022, things may not take off for you at the beginning of the year, but it doesn't mean that things are not happening and things are not shifting and working in your favor. If something is taking a little bit longer, patience is definitely going to be an asset here. As it relates to your money, remember, slow growth is long-term growth. We're not trying to make quick money, because there's two things as it relates to money. There's quickness, and then there's the speed of money. And we don't want quick money, but we do want money that is timely. And so we have to pay attention to the time factors as it relates to our investments, as it relates to our business, or whatever it may be. So I'm really picking up that this is going to be about patience, and not to take anything negative if it doesn't happen right away, especially as it relates to your finances. Next we got Two of Fire. Now, the Fire card is similar to the Wands in this particular deck. This is the Good Tarot. But the thing about the Two of Wands, or I should say the Two of Fire in this case, is that I'm getting that there's going to be two opportunities that are going to be really, really hot for you in 2022. In other words, you're going to have at least two sources of income, or two opportunities to get some cash flow, and both of them are going to be hot. Both of them are going to be profitable. Okay, now this is very exciting, because I'm a big proponent on having more than one source of income. So if you have two opportunities, really tap into them to the best of your ability. In other words, of course, don't, take on too much and overwhelm yourself. But I do feel like there's going to be two opportunities for you to make some really good money as we move into the new year. Now, the other thing that is significant is that we are moving into 2022. 22 is a very powerful number in numerology, and this is the Two of Fire. So the number 2 is definitely going to be very significant for you in the new year. But like I said, I'm feeling very clearly with everything in me that you're going to have two hot opportunities to make really good money. And I think they're going to be very sustainable too. It's one of those things where you're going to tap into every aspect and really work it to, the best of your ability. And then it's going to be something that will set you up long term. All right, finally, we have the card Sisterhood of the Rose, Beauty and Devotion, Priestess, Mystic, Teacher.
This is beautiful. I feel like there's definitely a divine feminine energy aspect to this card. It doesn't matter if you are male or female watching this, but there's definitely going to be a divine feminine energy that is significant as it relates to your money as we move into this new year. So what does that mean for you? Well, tap into your femininity. This could be creativity. This could also be just making things aesthetically pleasing for you, especially in your surroundings. Also, I'm also picking up the nurturing energy. So if you have the opportunity to nurture someone or something, really make sure you do that, because there's definitely going to be a financial opportunity there. Right now, it may not come in the way that you expect, but I do feel like the divine feminine is going to reward you in some way in this new year. So pay attention to what is beautiful, how you can support, how you can give, and how you can contribute to the holistic wellness and the holistic beauty of others. Again, this doesn't necessarily have to be physical beauty, but it could be beautifying a space or making a situation more pleasing for everyone involved. So do what you can, because again, there's going to be a financial benefit for you in doing so.